Right, I'm going to do a quick video on gold this evening. We may get some confirmation tomorrow that the daily cycle decline is over. Um, I'm going to say if gold can close above this peak, then that would be probably enough confirmation for me that would signal that we did indeed complete our daily cycle low right here. It would have turned out to be a very mild daily cycle decline. And I'll urge people again to get on board um, early before the move is over. We saw so many people sell their position or cancel their subscription to the SMT during this basing process here, and then they missed this initial move. And probably a lot of people are going to do the same thing here. A lot of people bought at the top here, and then they get caught as gold goes through a mild profit taking event, and that's what these daily cycle lows are. They're just sentiment just gets a little too bullish, and we just have a profit taking event. Once the profit taking event is over, then the market resumes the dominant intermediate trend. And we've got all the confirmations we need at this point that the intermediate trend is now in the advancing phase. It just uh, Usually these intermediate trends will run for 3 or 4 months, so we should still have quite a few weeks left before this is over. We're just trying to determine at this point whether or not this is in fact going to mark the final daily cycle low. Um, I imagine we'll probably see an attack early in the morning. I've mentioned this many times. There's at least one, maybe two bullion banks that are caught in a massive short position. They they want to try and push gold back down so they can exit that short position either at a smaller loss or you know, prep, you know, uh, for them it would be great if they could get out with a profit. But I don't think there's any hope at this point that they are going to be able to exit with a profit. I think they're caught. And if they cannot force gold below this point here, then they're just going to add more and more to their losses as the second daily cycle gets underway. So I'm going to say this is probably the line in the sand. If gold can close back above this um, resistance zone right here, um, let's just say at least 2 days. If it can hold a close above this for at least a couple days, then I think I would be inclined to say that we've finished the daily cycle decline and we've started the next leg up. And I think the second daily cycle will be every bit as powerful as this first one. So, if you were one of the people that got frustrated and sold your position, or just sat on the sidelines too long and missed this first move, you're getting a second chance here. Don't blow this chance like you blew this one. Now is the time to at least be starting your initial positions. Um, if you need encouragement, that's what I do with the SMT nightly reports. I try to keep people focused on the larger intermediate trends. The intermediate trend here in gold is up. I don't see any reason at this point to think that the intermediate trend has topped this early. I really don't expect the intermediate trend to top until March or April, so we should have many more weeks of this. This should only just be a temporary top, and gold should go above this, and I think considerably above this during the second and maybe the first part of a third daily cycle. And then moving on to silver, as I've said before, silver usually tends to play catch up late in the intermediate cycle. So, until we really see silver start to um, trade aggressively higher, 4 and 5% moves on a day, then the intermediate trend probably isn't done. That's exactly why when I saw um, some of these analysts trying to call the top here in silver right here, I I was pretty confident that the intermediate cycle hadn't topped yet because silver hadn't done what it needs to do at the end of an intermediate cycle, and then of course it wasn't long after that that we get this big violent surge into a final intermediate top here, and then that this behavior here was a signal that the intermediate trend was coming to an end. And of course, we don't see anything like that in silver yet. When we do, then I think that's the bell ringing that the intermediate trend is mature and probably about to come to an end and form an intermediate top. And once that happens, then we'll have another extended profit taking event like we did here. But I think silver's going well above $20, and we've got some resistance in the 25 to 26 zone. I don't think it's completely out of the question that silver could reach that level before this intermediate trend tops.